It's nothing short of a mess, a back-and-forth legal battle between Grant County Prosecutor Angus Lee, two former co-workers, and his political enemies. The allegations against Lee range from ethical violations to abuse of power. Now, Lee denies those claims and is right now fighting for re-election. KREM 2's John Langler spent 5 months investigating this issue. He's live now with what he found.
Randy, Angus Lee has been Grant County prosecutor since January 2009, first by appointment and then in November after a tight election. The whole time, critics have lobbed shots at him, and he's fired right back.
When it comes to harsh words,
he's a vindictive person.
When it comes to criticism,
he should not have a license to practice law.
Albert Lin and Teddy Chow have plenty.
My boss fired me for telling the truth.
The subject is Angus Lee, Grant County prosecutor. He used to be their boss, and they want him out of office. Lee is currently up for re-election and has been under investigation by the State Bar Association since December 2009.
I'm of the opinion he's definitely in trouble with the Bar Association. I'm also of the opinion that he's a liar.
This is really a serious issue about an ethical lapse by a prosecuting attorney who abuses his authority.
Albert Lin was Lee's rival in the last prosecutor's race, and a month after our interview, said he was running again.
When you have a vindictive prosecutor who plays favorites, it's an element of danger.
The accusations are complex and wide-ranging. Broadly, Lee is accused in a bar complaint of lying, saying he did not know District Court Judge Richard Fitterer was pulled over for a hit-and-run in Quincy in June 2009. But he did.
He had to have known. We told him, all three of us told him that it happened. And when we told him it happened, he wasn't surprised.
The bar has received these phone records that show Lee called the investigating officer from Quincy 2 hours after the judge was pulled over, allegedly to get him not to write a report. Lying to the bar could cause Lee to lose his license to practice law. In addition, documents show the bar has expanded its inquiry to include Lee's request to have Lin prosecute one of his friends and former co-workers. The bar could not comment on any of this.
If I were to have done what he asked me and demanded that I do, that conceivably could cause me to lose my license.
And then there's Quincy Police Officer Aaron Doyle.
And I'm sure I will suffer consequences as a result of talking to you.
He was the first responder to the Judge Fitterer hit-and-run. He's a witness in the first bar complaint. He also recently filed a bar complaint of his own against Lee. The reason? Doyle was up for county coroner, but Lee got his hands on a sealed file stolen from Doyle's home. Doyle says Lee told him that sealed file would be made public unless he dropped out.
It's unethical. It's underhanded. It's inappropriate.
We tried several times to speak with Mr. Lee on camera, and he declined. Instead, he responded with 2 emails and documents that he's given to the Bar Association in his defense.
Lee fired back with bar complaints of his own against Lin, Chow, and 3 other attorneys. He accuses them of serious violations, including the release of misleading or confidential information, citing 2 independent reports. And on the issue of conflict of interest, Lee's attorney points out that in Washington, prosecutors are, quote, neither expected nor required to be impartial. The bar dismissed Lee's claims. Lee has repeatedly denied knowing about Judge Fitterer's incident, but under more questioning by the bar, he acknowledges being told about the situation, but says he never got an actual case until several months later. In its response to the complaint against Chow, the bar told Lee, quote, from your own investigator's report, it does not appear accurate to say that you never received any information of any kind about the June incident. You knew about the incident the same day it happened.
His complaint's serious ethical considerations. He is out to violate people's rights. He'll prosecute people that he perceives as his political enemies.
And that Quincy police officer Aaron Doyle refused to answer any questions about Judge Fitterer's traffic stop. Lin has filed a $2.9 million tort claim against Lee and Grant County. He and Chow also filed whistleblower complaints that they say have not been addressed. Reporting live, John Langler, KREM 2 News.